Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to
BreakRoom,
Your favorite rapper's favorite podcast.
See, this is why I like your show. You're very charismatic. You know the right things to say.
Welcome to the BreakRoom, see? The podcast that comes to you live every Saturday night, straight from YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter. We are here today, and we are going back, way back in time, to where this would get you locked up for life.
Oh yeah. Get locked up.
Is this a race episode?
Is this a what?
Is this a race episode? Because you're drinking Kool-Aid, right?
No, sir. This
just the cups that we drink Kool-Aid out of.
This is not moonshine, but it's pomegranate Ciroc.
Oh, you were telling me about that.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I snuck in a little bit of that indigo gin in here. So
I'm just gonna apologize ahead of time. I'm trying to work on a new setup here. So if I'm just kind of looking at nobody, it's because I have y'all on a bigger screen and I'm trying to figure out how to do my camera still right now.
This is why I'm never looking into the camera, because I have a big old screen in front of me.
Yeah, I can't really, with the way my room is, I can't really set like that. I have a desk pulled, and with my wires, I can't pull it any farther. But next time, things will be
all right.
Sunshine.
Sunshine, you're a little aggressive today.
How dare us? How dare us? And I turned my camera off. Damn it. Hi, Sunshine.
Today, we're going to be talking about something that's kind of crazy. And I never knew about this guy. Sir Wolf introduced me to him, and I think TikTok introduced you to him also.
Nope.
No? Who introduced you to him?
YouTube. Good old YouTube.
Good old YouTube. Well, this guy is amazing. And when you first brought him to me, I didn't know it was a duo, actually. It's a pair of people.
Yeah, I forgot to mention his buddy, Tweedledum.
Yeah, well,
Tweedledum.
He wanted to be let out because this guy wrote a... And, excuse me. We're talking about Izzy Einstein. He's a Prohibition agent back when Prohibition was first introduced to the United States.
Do we have a picture of this gentleman?
I do.
He's related to Albert Einstein?
You gotta get a visual idea of what this man looked like.
Yeah, that's a pretty unique last name, so it's not a crazy question to ask.
Right?
I mean, he might be. I'm not sure.
He looked like him? What you mean?
How
many people you ever heard with the last name Einstein?
That one right there?
This guy
right there, yeah.
Not for nothing, like some of the things that this guy could do, at like his capability in terms of like language and stuff, he was smart. He had like talent of a genius in a certain way, but not a mathematical one.
This guy would have gave Dana Carvey a run for his fucking money.
Wait, what?
He would have been the more serious version.
Where's the laptop? Right
He looks like he's ready to shoot you and arrest you at the same time.
He kind of looks like a monster.
Well, it's the small gentleman with the bowler cap. The other guy is his associate, Mo.
Oh, that's
Mo
Smith.
Smith.
Thank you, Sunshine.
Okay.
They're Gucci, not to flex, but they're Gucci.
Okay.
Not to flex, but to tell people I have Gucci sunglasses.
Right. Gucci ganging it over here.
Well, now, this guy, to say he's the master of disguises in real life is a fucking understatement. This guy went to crazy depths to catch motherfuckers drinking.
And he didn't have to necessarily, which is also funny.
He didn't, but he did it to boast, I guess.
Yeah.
From fucking actual Prohibition agent clothing to fucking a Yiddish couple with Mo, a fucking football player, He even went blackface and got away with it in Harlem.
At a speakeasy in Harlem. Like he went, like that's what blows my mind. You saw what that man looked like, right?
What
So
did he look like in blackface?
I'm saying, like how.
Do we have a picture for that?
And there was
No,
so
we don't
much
have a
press.
picture of that.
There was they had press follow them. They were so brazen about it, and they still did it. Like they got away with it all the time, except for Chi-Town. He didn't want to fuck with Capone.
Yeah, he didn't want to fuck with Capone.
He went to other places. They both did, but he was like, "Nah, I'm not going to Chicago. I'm not gonna fuck with Capone."
Yeah, he was like, "Nah, fuck y'all. I'll stay
May
here
not
in
have
New
been,
York."
Albert, but he was smart enough to know that.
All right, well, let's just get on with the story a little bit. Let's start with the simpleton Wikipedia explanation of Izzy Einstein and Mo Smith. So it says Isidor Izzy Einstein and Mo W. Smith were United States federal officers, agents of the U.S. Prohibition Unit, who achieved the most arrests and convictions during the first year of the alcohol prohibition era.
Christ.
They were known nationally for successfully exploiting illegal speakeasies and for using disguises as in their work. They made 4,932 arrests in late 1925. Izzy and Mo were laid off in a reorganization of the Bureau of Enforcement. A report in Time magazine suggested that he had attracted more publicly than wanted to be politically appointee heading to the Bureau. Although the press and public loved the team, by 1930, both men were working as insurance salesmen.
Early that gift for Gab.
Apparently, the agents that were like supposed to be busting them down, they were also getting frustrated that they were being so successful because it was making everybody look bad. Mm-hmm. So there's not really like nobody's holding a torch for it, but there's like the slight idea that they did restructuring so they could make an excuse to get them the fuck out of there.
Right. He even, just to show you how embarrassing how he made them embarrassed, he took 2 agents with him to a speakeasy, left them outside. The guys were like, "Look, see those guys right there? They're agents. We can spot them from a mile away." So he gave this motherfucker a drink, and he was such a character, bro, that he had a catchphrase. He had a fucking catchphrase. You understand?
It was that's all, folks.
No, it wasn't that. I mean, you might think it is because he looks like that, but no.
Because he's a pig, but that's kind of what I was going for.
What was it? The sad thing about this story is you're under arrest.
Yeah. That was a catchphrase, by the way. The sad thing is that you're under arrest. He would say
hold up. So did this guy ever have to like have a drink with somebody just to catch him in the act of drinking?
Yes. Oh, yes, he did.
That's what it kind of felt like. I'm like, word? What a
catchphrase was
doing that. It's like, let's have a drink. Got you, motherfucker. Yo, hands behind your back. Big ass bag that look like pictures in your wallet.
There's sad news here. You're under arrest. That's his catchphrase.
Yes.
So his first ever foray as being an agent, right? So this is what he went in. I forgot why he ended up going in there, but he went in and he was telling them like, "Hey, I'm unassuming. I don't look like an agent. I know how to talk to people. I know how to."
Yeah, because he was a salesman first.
Yeah, so he's like, I know how to like just get people to feel comfortable with me. I can get in there and I can do this. And so they didn't really believe him, so they gave him a badge, they gave him his uniform, and they told him to go to a speakeasy that was nearby where they're known to be able to spot agents like that from a mile away. So he goes over there, full garb, he goes right in.
Badge and all showing.
Like everything. Like he's not hiding anything. He goes right in and he sits down and is like, anybody want to pour me a drink to celebrate my day as a new prohibition agent? And the guy looks at him and he's just like, where did you get that? Because he didn't believe him. And he shows him his badge and he's like, that fake looks pretty good. And he gives him a drink. He asks him where he got it. And he's like, come with me and I'll show you. And he arrests him and he brings him back to the precinct. And he's like, see, I told you, like, I can do it. I can do it. It's not hard. And that's where he started ridiculousness.
He told the guy, there's sad news here. You're under arrest. He always said it. Catchphrase.
Why nobody didn't punch him in the face? And then
imagine he had that Mo and Bugsy kind of voice when he said that. Yeah, you're under arrest, eh? Yeah, you got to drink.
I mean, I imagine everybody in that time had that.
Dick Tracy villain.
Everybody.
Yeah, you're under arrest.
Yeah, imagine that was his voice when he got you. Hey, how you guys doing? Let's have a drink and celebrate. Look, Bugsy, we got him. He got a drink.
Well, I mean, that's not completely outlandish because he knew, I think, he knew 3 languages really well. One of them was Yiddish. Another one, I think, was German. And then a third one. And then he knew some Spanish, Russian, and another language.
Yeah,
and he would just use that to get by and talk to people, and he would assume roles. So can you find the picture of him and Mo dressed up as the Yiddish couple? They would go full costume, and it was such a spectacle, and they were so good about it that they would often just invite reporters to just follow them incognito and getting their arrests. And they would be just hold on, and they'll go in, do their bullshit, and they arrest somebody. And I think it's supposedly reported that only once did Izzy not stand up to his claim that he could go to any city and arrest a prohibitionist within 30 minutes. And that was in, of course, DC.
Yeah, I found the spot. It says he spoke Yiddish, Hungarian, German, Polish, a little Russian, exactly how they say it, French, Spanish, and Italian.
That's what it was.
Bro, let me tell you.
This guy around.
We're going to read more about him in a second. But this guy was so bold that they started putting pictures of him up in the fucking bars. And he went into one of these bars where his picture was. His picture was right here, right? Uh-oh. I can't hear nothing. So his picture was right here, right? And he stood imagine the picture having my face on it like this. Right? He stood underneath his own picture like this.
Damn.
And nobody recognized him. And he took the speakeasy down.
Yeah, after nobody recognized him, he just took out his badge and credentials.
And he stood there for quite some time. It's fucking insane.
I think he dressed up as a football guy or something.
Full fucking football uniform, pads and everything.
Damn.
First of all, if I was in somewhere and there was mad people and it's just him with his one little badge, I would have been like, I'm out.
It doesn't matter. He's gonna take that bitch down. You know what I mean? He's taking the bartender down with him, and the bartender's going in, and agents are gonna come and they're gonna shut that shit down.
What's really funny is even the way that news and information could travel was slower than their ability to take down speakeasies. That shit wouldn't fly today. There's no fucking way that would work today. But back then,
no way.
Your fastest runner wouldn't be able to beat them in a car. What, you're gonna hit a couple and then they're gonna be like, we heard they're around, because there's even points where places would say that they're not gonna serve alcohol if they heard that they were around, and they would still have success. Just nobody thought these roly-poly-olies were anything to be reckoned with, such that the news called them dumb. That's why
I believe
they were actually.
I believe they still hold the record, don't they, for quickest arrest in history?
I think so, yes.
Motherfuckers didn't even step off the train platform. They got into a cab, bro, on the train platform. Asked the fucking cop, the driver, hey, you know where I can get a drink around here? The driver turned around with a whiskey bottle. sad. Sad.
He
Well,
turned around and
news
said,
here.
yeah, see,
Under
I got a
arrest.
bottle right here.
Yeah, I got him. Oh, see, but yeah, it's easy. Hey.
Sad news here. You're under arrest.
Mm-mm.
And he took him the fuck down right there. I would have just had Mo drive the cab after that, so we could go to another speakeasy.
Right? Just arrest him, leave him in the back. It's like, oh, now this is a friend of mine. I'm a cabbie. We're gonna get a drink. Just start filling it up and show up to the copies. Why are you late? I got 4 arrests in the back. That's why I'm late.
That sounds like some straight New York shit, though. You ask a cab driver where he can find liquor. He turn around, and look at you like either I can share a sip with you, or I can tell you where I got this from. Which one you want to do?
Speaking of which, these two over here is a similar experience in the past in the train station.
Bro,
That's
just look
where
at his
you came
fucking
earlier,
badge, though,
Max.
bro. Look at his badge.
What the fuck is that?
Is what?
His
That shit like a
badge.
passport.
You know, I have to say real quick, if you're on a big screen watching our show, you should check out the coins. That's a crazy badge. Look at him. He almost looks like he's like an author that nobody likes.
Bro, he looks like Oswald Cobblepot.
He does. I was gonna say that.
He looks like
For those of you
somebody
who don't know who that is, that's fucking Penguin. All right.
He looks like somebody who's holding a top hat and has a warehouse that has child labor.
He looked like he took that. He looked like he took that picture and he had to go take a shit. That's why he's not smiling.
Anything that you ever read or listen to about him will tell you he had a waddle. He fucking walk, he waddled.
To be fair to the waddler here,
making fun of my walks.
you did have to like stand in position for like 10 minutes back then for them to take a picture. That's why nobody's
when he's upset.
Their mouths hurt.
Look at that schnoz, though.
See, I'm here to arrest you.
Yeah. His nose is fucking crazy too, so he does a full-on penguin. He don't throw the hands; he'll peck at you until you bleed.
Bro, he's definitely Oswald Cobblepot-ish. Now, a lot of people have been saying they want Danny DeVito to play this role, but I don't know. For some reason,
I feel like he could have done that role, but
maybe back
kind of
in
old.
the day.
Yeah,
He's old now. His acting changed.
like when he did that climbing out as a baby stunt on Always Sunny, that would have been the prime age, I think, where he was still mobile enough to do some crazy shit, but not too old because he's
The crazy thing about it is
now.
this guy is really. You remember Twins, the movie he did, Danny DeVito did with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
They're doing a new one.
Are they?
The two of them?
They're doing it,
Both
but
of
it's
them?
going to be called Triplets, and it's going to have including Tracy Morgan. I mean,
Oh my God.
Tracy Morgan.
What?
That'd be great.
Is it still going to be Arnold and Danny DeVito?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna go see that because that sounds fucking stupid.
And I just read
That sounds
somewhere
like
that
some
it's going to be
crazy
starting to
movie.
film in like 2 months.
Just picture Danny DeVito with Arnold Schwarzenegger's accent, and that right there, my friends, is Izzy Einstein.
Except when he's doing his like I really want to know how it went down in Harlem. I just can't really take the offhand remark that he was so successful. You just put on blackface and go to Harlem and be successful there. Like, I'm sorry, that guy, that walrus individual just would waddle into Harlem and not be suspect. Yeah, I'm from around here, guys. What's
Well, let's
up?
see what
What did he do? That was not part of his list of languages. Black folk.
He was like,
That was not-
yo.
I mean, there were white people in Harlem, so he could have. It wasn't like, oh, he's gonna get stomped out on sight.
Why
Yeah,
would
but
he
how
wear
many white people in
blackface?
Harlem are doing blackface?
Yeah, why would he
No,
do that?
that's the weird
That's what he
part. Like,
did.
Yeah,
probably
It's
didn't
a death
need to
sentence
do
for you to
blackface.
try because you might get caught.
maybe he did the blackface to trick the white people.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Then again, they're not
He has
flashing
the
lights.
blackface.
They're
Like,
not
that's
really
not it.
flashing
He's black.
lights in a speakeasy.
Huh?
They're not really flashing lights in a speakeasy. There's little to no light in a speakeasy, if anything.
True. I think they were. I mean, a speakeasy probably was just candlelight. So
And at that point, yeah, right? Just candlelight.
And candlelight because nobody's getting sun drawn into the fucking speakeasy. It's under the floor and shit.
Well, the ATF actually has a page on them. Let's read from there real quick.
We fucking hate this guy. Makes us look like shit today. We don't like anybody knowing about him.
How the fuck could this guy be a fucking agent, eh? The guy doesn't even look like a fucking agent. Could toss this guy the fuck around. But yet, we making little to no arrest this motherfucker already. 1,500 his first fucking week.
A fucking penguin. We look terrible.
What are you doing?
What does he talk like Wiggum from The Simpsons?
I just imagine that's how he laughed. They're sad dudes here.
That makes him jump up and down.
I'm telling you, they're sad dudes here. You're under arrest. The Einstein theory of rum snooping, as demonstrated by Izzy Einstein on the roof of the Silk Exchange restaurant in New York, sometime during the Prohibition. The restaurant, located on the ground floor of a 4th Avenue skyscraper, hid its illegal booze on the rooftop. Along the artifacts in the ATF archives lies a collection of books written by authors who worked for the ATF, or one of its several predecessor agencies. One such book, Izzy Einstein, Prohibition Agent Number 1, by Isidor Einstein, tells the tale of his career as an agent in the Federal Prohibition Unit during the first years of the alcohol prohibition era. He became notorious for his success in shutting down speakeasies and similar illegal drinking establishments that were supposed to be ungettable. Izzy operated between 1920 and 1925 in New York. So the motherfucker only worked 5 years and still holds the record for arrests. Although known for using disguises to buy alcohol where no one else was able to, and after making 4,932 arrests of bartenders, bootleggers, and speakeasy owners, of which 95% ended in convictions, Izzy was sacked because he had become too vaudevillain. Hollywood even made a movie about his unusual enforcement techniques and careers. His book, which was published in 1932, was dedicated to the 4,932 persons he arrested, hoping they bear me no grudge for having done my duty.
That's funny.
Bro, he's a fucking character.
It's like a $600 book to get one of those.
Damn, I mean, it's a fucking 1920s book.
Yeah, it's got, and I was trying to find it because, like you said, you couldn't find it PDFs, and I found one listing, and it was just like, yeah, we got the book. It's right here. $600, original edition. I'm like, that's kind of dope, but I don't have that kind of bread right now.
I don't think you care enough to spend $600 on this.
You know what?
I mean, I would read that biography, and if I
no. I mean, I don't think you care about like the whole topic enough to be like, oh,
no,
I'll spend $600 on this.
No,
like,
not
you want to read it, but spending $600,
maybe not. But think about it. If the book is fucking $600 now, imagine how much it's going to be in about 20, 30 years. You know what I mean?
It might be less. It might be more.
Might be less, might be more. If you're a good salesman like he was, it'd be worth way more.
Well, no, yes. I mean, it might be in such high demand where they make more copies of it all of a sudden, so you can find it for $5.
All they need to do is make a movie with the.
But yet, you have not seen a book, like he just said. There's no books at all. There's no reprints of this. None.
Yeah.
I can't even find a PDF, bro.
Because he probably put tactics in it. It's like, this is how you make them look like fucking douchebags. You go like this, and you just catching people's really like selling. It's like a genius book, and they're like, we cannot ever let fucking people read this.
Shut up.
Like The Secret, but for secret agents and shit.
Izzy, shutting up. I don't know, bro. I would have, if I had the money, I would purchase it. 600 bones.
I'd put that in my rare book collection if I could get one. Yeah.
You put that shit in the safe.
Nah,
right next to the gun.
The level that I'm thinking, you don't get in my house unless you own that. This is in my library.
Isidor
That's the
Einstein.
level of imagination I'm thinking about spending casually on a $600 book. Not like I'm making $100,000 a year. That's still too much.
The book is called Prohibition Agent Number 1 by Isidor Einstein.
Number 1.
Isidor Einstein was only 5 feet 5 inches tall and weighed 225 pounds.
What? This little
When-
pudgy bastard.
Well,
Wait, look, see, when he walked, he listed from side to side.
No.
He never carried a gun. He wasn't even a professional
Where would he
lawman.
put it?
That sounds so ridiculous.
Right? I'm telling you, this is a good movie somewhere, and nobody has done it.
It sounds
Right?
like a fake, but it doesn't sound like a real story. Like in the 1920s during Prohibition.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? If he's never carrying around a gun, but he's busting people, somebody could have like easily shot his ass real
Blew
quick.
his fucking brains out.
No.
Like,
Right?
actually, motherfucker.
Let me tell you something, though, Hollywood.
He was aware of that though. That's why he never went to Chicago. Yeah, he didn't want to fuck with like the big ballers like Capone. He wasn't doing.
Oh no, he would have been swimming with the fishes.
Let me
New
just
York-
tell
must
you.
have
New
been
York was
before
just as
him,
bad
though.
as any other city in the 1920s.
Well, that
Hollywood-
was by his own admission, so maybe he just had, I don't know. They were supposedly incorruptible, so I don't know. That's why.
But yo, who walks up and says, "Hey, you want a job? You want to try to buzz people who shouldn't be drinking from me?" I don't
Bro,
know.
nobody. He
Like, how
walked
does that
into
job
them.
come up?
Bro,
What
he
happened?
walked into them. They didn't come up to him. He went up to
Word.
them, and he was like, "Yo, I think I can do this."
He
And they were
violently
like,
told
"You
himself.
don't even look
Yeah.
like a regular agent." They were like, he was like, "Exactly." That's
And
when
then-
they gave him the uniform and the badge and said, "Go to this one right here. They could spot one of us from a mile away." And he walked in with the uniform and badge and arrested him. First day,
No gun.
And
no guns.
No gun.
that's why he was able to get his friend, who was a cigar salesman, a job doing the same thing.
Gotta look out for
And they asked the question like, "Why do you think he'd be able to do this?" He was like, "He doesn't look like an agent either." And they're like, "You're right, he's hired."
It worked with you.
Easiest interview ever. He's like, "Do I have to stop eating the sandwich?" No, it'll add a good effect. Keep
We can make it. Agent.
Man.
Yeah. You want a drink before I take you to jail? What'd you say?
No.
You busted.
So something that's real wild about this whole thing is the way Izzy would get away with some of their ways to check on Asians. And shit. 'Cause they have their ways.
How did he not get stomped down the alley? It's like,
Well,
wait, you not our friend? The fuck
He,
this
he
dude up.
wasn't dumb.
Hey,
His last
motherfucker.
name was Einstein. The man was a genius at his craft because he developed a system to where he would take like shots and stuff. And I don't know how, but the man didn't die of this. He died of diabetes. So he would he did.
This nigga's stupid.
He would take shots and he would take them up like with his arm like it was a normal one. And then when you get to his collar, he would just tilt it at the correct angle to dip it into a funnel in his pocket, which would collect down the tube into a canister as evidence for them against the person.
Would you like
this
to
is
tell
the alcohol he served me? This is the proof.
I was
And they thought
Inspector
he drank it.
Gadget
No.
or something.
Bro,
The
it
fuck?
gets wilder. Would you like to tell them about the ham sandwich or should I?
Oh, the ham sandwich sounds like utter bullshit. Like out of all this, even this made me go like, "Come on, son! Like how did you like in New York? This is making New Yorkers look bad."
First of all,
Please go ahead and tell them about the ham sandwich.
He's Jewish. He doesn't eat ham. So after he was all in the the myth, the lore of the speakeasy, everybody would have their ways to try to figure out if it was him. One of the ways was to feed the guy a ham sandwich. This motherfucker engineered some type of way of blowing the ham out of the sandwich and eating it.
He would just
He blew the ham out of the sandwich.
He blew the ham out of the
That's
sandwich.
what I'm saying.
How?
Like,
What do you mean you blew it out of the sandwich?
Whoa,
Like it's not just on something like on your hand or some shit.
he took the sandwich, right?
Nobody see him.
And in one
right,
fell
that's
swoop,
what I'm saying,
he would
like,
go.
Nobody's watching him.
The fucking ham would go out, and he would eat the sandwich.
Nah.
Wait, first of all, what kind of sandwich can
Hey,
you
look,
make
hey,
that
look,
actually
I'm not
has
saying this is
flip out
bullshit,
room?
but they're just embellishing a lot of these stories to make it funny and sound.
Because
I don't know.
like
He
Jazz
took
just
that
said,
hit. If
are
he had to
people
be in
watching him?
disguise and had to eat a sandwich, he took that bite.
You would think if all of this was really heavily embellished,
No, not
that
all
they
of it,
wouldn't
not all
try
of it.
so hard to fucking bury him.
Why?
This guy's history is buried, even though they have a little article in the ATF. That's why you can't find his book. You haven't heard about him. You would think the guy that holds the record for fucking arrests, you would have heard about in your history class at least once.
No.
Yes.
Nah.
Not in the history class, but you would have heard of him.
in some way, with all the stuff going around, I feel like I definitely would have came across hearing that name, and I still didn't hear about him until recently, which I've gone down a lot of random.
I was this week years old,
especially like around the
Fucking told me
Prohibition
about
area,
this.
because that's when mafias were formed and shit, and like I've heard a lot of stuff past me from that. I've never heard of this man's name. His name is unique, Izzy Einstein. You don't really know one Einstein, and that's Albert. And most people don't
Exactly.
remember his
That's what I
first
said. Is
fucking
he
name.
fucking
Yeah.
to
You
him?
could tell people that Albert Einstein
Like
is Izzy
him.
Einstein. They'd be like, his first name's Izzy? Like, yeah.
No. Well, I don't think anybody's gonna say that.
Yeah, no, well, you know what?
Albert
You're more optimistic
Einstein.
than I am.
All right, where was I here?
We were talking about the ham sandwich and how fucking ridiculous that is. That he blew, because how do you blow a ham out of a sandwich and they're just looking at you so hard?
And
How do
nobody
you not
sees
see
it
it?
fall on the floor.
It doesn't
like,
matter. How do you take a shot and pour it in your pocket and they don't know?
No, that's more believable. Seeing that you could wear a long coat and you
'Cause
could
it
have
said
tubes
that
in
he
your arms.
cracked
That's
it.
more
Okay,
believable.
so is it really hard to believe that he blew the fucking ham in one of his pockets?
Well, just
Yes.
think about. Wait, hold on. Think about what you just said.
Oh,
He
well.
blew a ham sandwich, and people are watching him. Or if people, I give you a plate of food, and I'm gonna just turn my head. Like, what kind of? This is a movie shit.
First of all,
It's not real
if
life.
a ham
Well,
is flying out of a sandwich, I'm
But
gonna
it's
look
flying-
like, what the fuck is going on over
They don't
there?
ever specify how he did it.
Exactly.
Now, I
That's
can
why I
only-
say
the way you say it is
they
like-
put some extras on it.
Maybe it's in his book. We
Maybe
couldn't
he's,
get
like,
our hands
blowing
on a
it so
copy
it can
because it's
move
so
out of the way,
expensive.
and
In the
like,
book, he actually
that's,
says
like,
he
the only
ate the
way I can
sandwich.
see it.
Right?
Just
You
think
make
about
that
it,
shit
though.
up.
He's not going to do it like this, right? And blow it straight out because obviously somebody's going to see that shit.
That's exactly
He's
what
going
I'm
to
talking
pick it up, right? And he's going to try to bite it like this and blow that shit right in his pocket.
I believe it. I believe that if he just put it inside his jacket, that would make more sense.
You
This
know
would,
what?
yeah,
Because
this
by
would,
the
this would
But then
be
you
way,
the,
just start to smell.
Somebody's gonna see the fucking
I
ham.
bet
yo,
Like,
this is the
on the
only
side.
era you can actually blow a piece of meat out the sandwich. Pause.
You would know about blowing a
Pause.
piece of
Why
meat.
would you even say that?
I'm just, I'm like, yo,
Why?
I'm gonna go back to my prohibition drink.
it's gonna go.
You
That
would
was
know about
fire.
blowing a piece.
Prohibition drink might brought you there, bro.
Let's take
Here we
us
go.
back.
Here we go.
Way back.
Now, he
What
could
the
have
fuck?
put the ham, like slide down his hand into his arm.
That I could
He
I
could
could
have
believe
maybe
that.
have done that, or he might have just used gravity and had it at an angle and held it relatively loose to where he could do some type of blow onto the sandwich to move it down with the assistance
You already
of the
know what's
gravity.
going to
Or
happen.
maybe he would just eat it like this.
Yo, y'all saying it like you never ate a sandwich before. Like the physics doesn't make sense. Like
No,
It doesn't.
no, yeah, it does. Depending on the kind of
fuck?
sandwich.
It does kind of make
If you
sense.
hold that shit kind of loose, you can
You're-
kind of drop your ham a little bit, catch it with the down here.
And
Like,
people
if
are
you do a
watching
big
you eat.
grab. I'm just saying, like they also did all
Come
that
on,
other
bro.
bullshit.
It's
I'm
dark.
just saying,
So-
we're
so the
kind of
only-
in. We have committed to the bullshit. That I can kind of buy figured out, or this, but
No, yeah, I could
blew the
definitely
ham
buy
out.
that.
That's I would expect that in the movie, but I don't think he did that.
Yo, you
I
know
just
what
wanna
that
see him,
means
like,
though?
on some
If you're
airplane.
able to take something
Blow the
out your
hand out.
sandwich in front of the company you're trying to like you catch in the act of drinking, that means back in those days, Not one motherfucker picked their head up while it was time to eat. No one looked up. They were just eating.
Like nobody's paying
the
attention
fuck's he
to
doing
this?
taking that out? Yo, I saw that. Hold up.
Everybody has to be drunk in a speakeasy because right now there's no heavy.
Not everybody, but yeah, that is pretty valid.
Well,
No,
it must have been
we're
super
also
speakeasy
forgetting-
back then if you don't see a motherfucker taking something out of the sandwich right in front of y'all. But I'm
This
just
ain't Ray's boom boom room now.
Well, also we are forgetting. We did establish that they're probably in candlelight. So if it was dim enough and loud enough, you could maybe have gotten away with just like blowing the ham onto the fucking floor while holding the sandwich like this with gravity. Because it's super fucking dark, it's super loud. People are drunk. Not everybody, but like if he's outside, nah, that's comical as shit. Inside, where it's really dim, possibly not real loud. Obviously, it's a speakeasy, but like loudish. But then again, they do act like they were playing fucking loud ass music, like the Aristocats and shit. But I can buy, depending on the situation, that he could do it. But the way it's described,
you do know Disney took that from the word aristocrat.
He's just how
he knows that.
It's an aristocrat on purpose.
I know that.
Okay.
That's what kind of disturbed me real quick.
Why? Why? You don't know the song "Everybody Wants to Be a Fucking Cat"? You've never heard
Yeah,
it?
yeah. So much Idris Elba and all of them was a cat cats. I know. I understand.
What?
They shouldn't have been.
Cats?
Yeah, they remade Cats like for the 7th time or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah, as a movie.
Yeah. Idris Elba was in that.
Yeah,
I
he was.
believe so.
At least 2 people were descendants from the very first original one.
I want you to make a movie that makes me hot. I don't really want to do
Who the
that.
fuck was
You
that?
should do it. That's the
Right?
that's the producer.
I thought that was Maud.
Sounds like a Harvey Weinstein
That's
entrant.
if I could turn this into tinfoil. That's the tinfoil producer.
All you were missing there was your adopted wife with that accent.
Your adopted wife.
Woody Allen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Woody Allen.
Jeez, I don't think he was talking about me. But if you need me, I'm available.
No, that's what you call his cousin on South Park. The one from Connecticut.
Oh yeah, Cartman's cousin.
That's Kyle.
Yeah.
Kyle's cousin. Sorry.
Kyle's cousin. Kyle.
I hated that kid so much.
Yo, he's a bitch to beat in the fractured butthole. He's a fucking dick of an animal. He's based off of fucking Akira at the end where the guy like blows up into this psychic monster. And so what his psychic ability is he just cheats. So he just like rewinds your moves and makes it not matter. And that motherfucker is an asshole. I didn't like him before, but that accent is just so funny to me. It's like, all right, I can kind of deal with you a little bit. But fuck that, boss. That was a bitch. It was more annoying than Morgan Freeman.
That's the most on point Woody Allen. Yeah, that's pretty sad.
Yeah.
Thank you. I semi appreciate it because the real one's a bit of a fucking bastard. He raised his own pussy. I don't support that.
I gotta get you a bagel with locks.
A what?
A bagel with locks.
Yes, that would be delicious.
Well, as hilarious as this sounded, the job just sounded more fun than his job in the post office, said Izzy. What was his secret? He never looked the same way to investigators in a row. Izzy could speak German, Polish, Hungarian, and Bohemian, Yiddish, and some Italian.
Bohemian.
You see, Izzy had a knack for languages.
Is that like that
Dressing
secret society's language? Was he one of them?
And so every day he would dress a different way and put on a different voice and go into an outlaw drinking establishment and order a drink. When it would come, he would always say the same thing as he cuffed them. There's sad news here. You're
I'm
under
finished.
arrest.
Right.
It'd be funny if like he would change his voice, but then his partner Mo was just man like that, and when he was dressed up like the Yiddish woman, he didn't change his voice at all.
That's what I was saying earlier.
No
that little Muggsy voice is exactly what his real voice is, but he knew how to hide it well. And even though that many languages, you can really like catch a motherfucker off guard doing that.
You got control of your voice for sure. If you know, it doesn't say about Mo, but Mo apparently didn't want his information known.
Yeah,
Mo was the person that stood shut.
Like I bet low key they were just like actual like MIB alien agents. They're just like, we want to do this. You know what I'm saying? And they're just like, nah, it's too much. We were too successful. You gotta hide it all.
You sound like you belong in jail. Wait, who?
Who? Like us?
Me?
Or like me?
Or just how?
Me again, I guess. I don't know.
Sound like you need to be
Detail.
committed.
I think
Tommy.
she was. I think she was
Definitely.
talking to me. I
Definitely.
may sound like I should be in jail right now.
Yeah, you narrate your own court sentencing.
He arrested bartenders as a German pickle packer.
As a German pickle
Wait.
pack.
Say that shit 10 times
Like
fast.
Yiddish one wouldn't have worked.
German people picker. Wow.
He arrested
Did you want
bartenders.
some pickles?
I shit you not, it says that right there. He arrested bartenders as a German pickle packer, a Polish count, a Hungarian violinist, a Yiddish gravedigger, a French maitre d', an Italian fruit vendor, a Russian fisherman, a Chinese landolier, and an astonishing number of Americans, a cigar salesman,
You said that shit American like.
a football player,
That sounded a little bit more like a cigar salesman.
a beauty judge, a beauty contest judge, a streetcar conductor, un grocer, a lawyer, a librarian, and a plumber.
Hey, you should change
Once-
those voices too. They're not normal.
Nah, fuck them.
Especially lawyers. They're evil. She's been like,
What?
"You're a lawyer."
Oh, sorry, maybe a lawyer.
That's something
Oh,
soulless.
lawyer.
Yeah, I can go with that.
Once he even dressed up as a black man in Harlem. I shit you not, it says that.
It's I've got to see the picture of that one because they got pictures of everything else.
Yo, but I
Or
can't find
almost
the picture of
everything
that.
else.
Because
That's
it was
funny.
too.
Miguel.
It's because if you search up Izzy Einstein and blackface, it doesn't come up because it was so convincing. He
Izzy
looks like
Einstein
another person
blackface.
entirely. You have to know the name of the alias he had. It's so crazy.
That's what it said.
I'll look for it
I
right
know
now,
it was-
Miguel.
That was-
Finish reading where I was, Miguel, and I'll look for it right now.
That'd be wild, though.
All right, cool. Hold on.
One
Okay,
day
so
when posing.
one day when posing as a department store truck driver, he purchased liquor at the Luna Hotel in New York. Afterwards, he delivered a little COD of his own. Come on down to the federal building. Man, there's sad news here. Many places he went into had a what the fuck? Many places he went into had a sign warning bartenders about him, but the picture never looked like him on the day he entered the establishment. So, yeah, see the resemblance. See, you can never catch me. By the way, you're going to jail, fucker.
Bro,
And so he was completely.
why would it have that?
Put this guy
Why would it have what?
on the top.
I will, but look, right here in a fucking image, it says Mo Smith prohibition agents tellies, right? But it's a fucking autopsy of an alien.
What?
I swear.
That's a misfile, I think.
Yeah.
Mhm. You would think so.
All right. So see now.
Whoa!
Okay.
Jackie Gleason and Art Carney did the fucking movie Izzy and Mo.
Really?
Word?
Con men to cops. But it was said that we shouldn't watch that movie to get any type of historical
Insight?
facts. Yeah,
Nah,
because it's
but
not.
no,
It
I
wasn't
wouldn't
good.
want
It
to
was
see a
embellished.
historical movie necessarily. I need to see something that's like The Naked Gun or something. Like
Nah,
Yeah,
but
so then you should
but
see
this
that
guy
then.
he's got way too much history attached to his name that they're trying to hide for whatever reason. That I
Right.
want to see an accurate representation, and I want to see a comedy. They need
yeah,
to do
I
both.
Exactly.
feel you. I feel you.
They need to
I
do
feel
one
you.
where it's like you said, like The Naked Gun, where it's like, oh, this is not a serious cop movie. And then they like, come on, he arrested 4,000 people,
And
they
like
don't have a
only
serious
show him
movie about
arresting like 10.
Holy
and then,
shit.
Like, movie count.
Yeah, it will even be comical just watching it. Like you hear that famous comedy music back.
Man, you'll never
Let me
catch
tell
me,
you
coppers.
Fun fact here. I Googled the Izzy Einstein, and I'm looking through the fucking pictures here, and what do I see? I see our promo piece.
Even if-
Twice.
What?
Word.
Mhm.
Word. Let me show
Word.
you. Hold up.
That's shit. Nobody talking about this guy.
Exactly.
I
Which
just
is
want to see
why
him in
at
blackface.
$600.
I
Look at it
told
right
you
there
you can't
twice.
find it.
Nice.
There it is. See it right there with the baby face? That's him doing baby face.
That's crazy. He's supposed to be a woman in that.
That's a baby. That can't be a
That's
prohibition.
J.J.
baby.
Mo Smith.
Disguises on the top next to his name, but disguises.
That's funny.
They do come up
That is
like
funny.
that.
We showed
What's
up on the
funny
top
is,
3 search results.
We inadvertently made talking junk.
It's crazy because he's not a believable woman in that, but then
No.
people probably wouldn't have cared. Like, it doesn't really matter.
It's like, oh, she's a rough woman, huh? It's like, yeah.
Somebody would have been drunk enough.
She had a rough life.
That's where the, I guess it's like, so you've been to the bottom of a bottle before.
With her around, yes, hey.
Soup Christ.
They got fucking pictures of everything else but the blackface.
What's up?
It must have been a short-lived character.
How uneventful.
Hmm.
Expected more from your second coming. It's very disappointing.
I heavily doubt that it was just a one-time thing.
I'm
You know what
glad
I mean?
that it's been worth it, Nicole. Good.
That's a good track
Yeah,
record
because
for us. That's good to see. Other
everything
people
we
will see
told
that.
Everything you have told me is
It's been worth it.
Why, thank you.
You're very welcome, Nicole.
I never noticed we have an explicit content disclosure.
Hey,
I've never really seen the screen this big and everything is just here, and the irony is great. You did it.
Yeah, we kind of have to.
You did it
well,
great.
just like how Jason was saying earlier, this dude would literally go into establishments right next to his picture, and no one would see like the similarities. I guess he was always disguised, but he always tried to smile in that same fashion of that what they got that picture. And instead, they're like, "Oh, I can't see the resemblance." Oh shit, you're a cop, and they're fucked from there.
Well,
see here.
With that
Let's
being-
read from the
Underestimated him
History
because he was
Channel.
so damn short.
Exactly, and because he looked like
Walked like a penguin, he quacked.
I wouldn't doubt that like the Penguin is probably loosely based on him or even any of the villains from Dick Tracy.
Right?
Yeah, that was definitely the Dick Tracy era.
Definitely.
Everybody had a
Batman was
Tom Dick.
out in that era too, so it's not too far fetched, you know.
Mm-mm. He was
Now-
a character. He played the role.
Definitely played the role. This is what the History Channel has on him. It says the improbable prohibition agents who outsmarted speakeasy owners. Meet Izzy and Mo, the Prohibition era's canniest crime busters.
He was an alien.
They were. Isidor Einstein, known as Izzy to his friends, was no one's idea of a G-man. Short, fat, with numerous chins and thinning hair, he was so
Jeez, why
rotund.
do you roast
That
him?
is a very fucked up ass way to describe it.
And this is the History
Numerous
Channel.
chins.
They don't
Yeah.
want you
History
like,
Channel said that.
Like, this guy was an ugly, pudgy piece of shit.
Don't forget the numerous chins.
Yeah, right? The unflappable flaps of his fats.
Yo, the flappable fat flaps.
I wonder how he talked. Like if he was like one of those people who was like,
He was always breathing.
Bro, let me tell you, it gets a little deeper. They roast him just a little bit more.
They
It
roasted.
says he was fat with numerous chins and thinning hair. He was so rotund that the great crime writer Herbert Asbury described his belly as moving majestically ahead like the breast of an overfed pewter pigeon.
Oh,
Uh, with his with
What
his
is
thick
happening?
round spectacles perched on his nose.
that's a
Izzy
great
had-
description.
Right? Really thorough.
Yo.
Izzy had all the
Hey,
looks of your
yo.
below average Joe. Damn, below average.
Well below average,
This
Joe.
person was being nice.
But it was
To a degree.
precisely this unpossessing appearance that would make him and
Prepossessing.
his similarly schlubby. Yo, they called Mo schlubby.
The way they used to.
This is the
describe
History
people on
Channel,
top
and they're
of the
fucking
game,
using
man,
words like schlubby.
They used the entire lexicon of the.
That's like short and chubby and whatever the hell I would use.
That was probably the language
Mo
of
was-
the time.
Yeah,
Bro.
that's actually a really good word to describe him.
Mo was
Yeah.
significantly taller than fucking Izzy.
Yeah, you can tell in the picture.
And yet they both
Schlubby.
Schlubby, that's what she
Schlubby.
said. Schlubby. It looks schlubby.
We're the Schlub brothers. We're here to bust you.
Yeah.
Here, you want a beer? Son of a bitch.
Sad news here is you're under arrest. Wait.
Short listing chubby ass person.
Now, we've been doing that so much.
Platypus.
If they make a movie and nobody wins, I'm gonna be disappointed. I'll be like,
I'm gonna be heavily pissed off.
Especially if it's a comedy. Somebody's gonna
Yeah.
do it. At least once.
However, it is spoken nowhere that Izzy Einstein said, "Wah, wah." So if it ends up there, fuck you, pay me. I want my money.
You heard it here, viewers.
Anywho,
Pay him. He pays us, so pay him. Pay this guy. Fucking
That guy.
anywho, Bob.
Right? His skin was fucking disgusting. That's what it would say today. He needs
Now-
a professional popper appointment.
I want to see these guys go in thorough because they're the History Channel, but I don't think they do. This is probably the most comedic one that we'll read tonight. That age was Prohibition. It's a period that nearly 100 years on still seems like a fantastical blip in America's history. These motherfuckers are getting writers that can't even write.
That was a weird.
Word, that's a hell of a run on right there.
From 1919 to 1933, the 18th Amendment of the United States Constitution declared it illegal to produce, transport, or sell alcohol. The result of hold on.
Sounds like
Alcohol.
That's juice.
Yeah,
No, it's not.
it's
It's
That's-
very, very heavily doused in alcohol.
With some juice.
With juice.
And some
It's
soda.
It's just non-baby friendly juice.
Drink it straight like the times.
He
Right?
said non-baby
alcohol
juice.
sounds like the average in water now.
Right?
Put it in a little glass.
Well, no,
Like-
prohibition.
It was
Marijuana prohibition is over now.
It was illegal, and then I was like,
Almost.
hey, just like alcohol. Hey,
Yo, it was
It's
such a
over when all the
turnaround.
people
It
busted
was
in
such a
prison
turnaround for
still.
marijuana that
When
people
they're
are now
free.
getting out of jail for those marijuana charges.
Some
Or-
of them.
For some reason, it's
Some of
still
them.
taking a long time.
not all of them.
Not all
Most
of
of them
them.
already committed crimes
Once-
in jail, so they got to stay.
They're gonna
Yeah,
say,
I'm
even
being
though you're
forever.
here, even though you're here for marijuana,
Yeah, don't
you
quote me.
You
can't
did
get out
a
of
B
jail just
a B&E
weed
back
just
in
'cause now it's
2000,
legal,
so that's what you're here for.
You staying in here. You're gonna be in here with Rupert there. Rupert was here
Rupert?
since the prohibition, the alcohol.
Say hi,
Rupert.
Rupert. Man.
Rupert was here since the alcohol prohibition. You stay here and rot with him, man.
If you didn't kill Rapey Dave, you'd be able to go, but you defended yourself, and that's a murder charge. So sorry.
Now you got another 15 years.
Now you
Deadass
got-
Nicole,
now you
the
still got
moonshine
another
era.
life sentence for murder, and
Hey, join us in the moonshine era. Get your mason jar and just put iced tea in
it
there.
shows you that dime of weed wasn't worth it.
Show
huh?
us the jar, my girl.
Hold on,
Look
look.
at Bentley.
Ours is a real mason jar, all right?
This is a real mason jar too, just a smaller one. What the fuck?
Bro, that looked like a jelly jar.
It's enough to give me my drink. All right, what the fuck?
But that shit bought in a store
I
or
ain't
bought
trying
in
to
the
get me, but
bayou.
I'm trying to show right now. I'm trying to have a straight head.
Ladies
No,
and
small
gentlemen,
shots.
Jason is a vacuum sealable mason jar snob because he just put down MIGs for his baby.
Right? Yo, next time I need a bigger mason jar for this kind of episode, I'm gonna go stay in your crib and pass out as soon as the show is over.
What are you doing?
I saved that last shot just for this episode.
What is
Proper
that?
12?
Yes, proper 12.
That's the next
huge
bottle on my list.
that I've been drinking for months.
Okay.
So you taking like one shot a day? One shot
Bro,
every other weekend?
that was a fucking hefty bottle. She bought me some new shot glasses one night. They weren't doubles, they were like triples.
Oh shit.
And I took 5 of them shits.
Fuck.
And it was over for me. I got drunk, threw up, and passed out in like 10 minutes tops.
You were acting like
Well,
Mr.
damn,
from
you did
Grandma's Boy.
5 in a row?
Mhm.
Yeah.
You did nigga.
Of a triple stack of a shot glass.
Mhm.
That's it. You
Bro,
damn.
After that, I didn't drink any more of it. for a while.
that's a good idea. You should probably let your body be like, yeah, no, we didn't get off on a good foot.
You probably weren't walking around either.
I definitely would have got arrested.
I think anybody, well, not anybody, but most, after having that many shots, would, good Lord, 15? Like, real quick.
Yo, just for that, we need another decal, another shirt. Just holding up a moonshine glass.
Well, I mean, if you're trying to get drunk quick, moonshine
Well,
is the way to go.
and tell your auntie also that we here would love to sample that moonshine.
Yes,
Fuck yeah, I got
In
moonshine
honor of
cherry to go with
Prohibition,
that.
I don't think that's an illegal exchange. I don't think you could just technically share homebrew moonshine. But then again, I've seen TV shows where they're clearly making.
Bro, are you kidding? I still have a bottle of fucking liquor here that was distilled in a restaurant.
Like while you were eating? Like they're just like, you want some?
No, remember we were sponsored by them for a couple of shows back when we first started.
Two-Tipness?
Sugar Works.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Sugar Works. Because they forgot about us.
I remember.
No, they didn't forget about us. They didn't.
Oh.
I got lazy.
No, you didn't. Jay got lazy.
You
Sorry.
fucker.
Yeah, things happen. Where was I?
Life is life. Carry
That
on.
age was Prohibition. It's a period nearly 100 years on still. Whoa.
You read that already.
Yes, that's the weird sentence. Let's.
Is it the weird sentence or the weird shot?
No, bro, it's the weird sentence. Migs, read that sentence.
So the way it's supposed to be is that age was.
I told you.
Hold on. It's a period that nearly 100 years on, it should be a comma, still seems to. That's. It's a period that nearly 100 years on, comma, still seems like a fantastical blip in America's history. They're missing their fucking grammatical errors. All right, a comma supposed to be right.
They're fucking quoting Marvel movies.
Probably.
America's
And
history.
there it says from 1919 to 1933, the 18th Amendment of the United States Constitution declared it illegal to produce, transport, or sell alcohol, the result of years of lobbying by the Anti-Saloon League. That shit sounds like a villain setup. Anti-Saloon League. Anti-Saloon, motherfuckers. League. All right. And the Women's Christian Temperance Union. Someone really like alcohol.
Oh, I wonder if
That's because the men were wasting their lives drinking and then fucking ruining the family. So the women were like, yeah, we got to do something about alcohol. Y'all get drunk every single day. It's like, you know, you got kids to feed, right? It's like, fuck them kids. I got to get drunk.
And fuck that, right? Every argument ended up in a fucking beatdown of like 5 Bibles in a pillowcase.
Not just bottles.
Bro, that's
my father was a morphine
bars
addict.
in
You
there.
better be thankful.
The power of Christ compels your liver.
He got anything to drink?
Shit was bananas, but it's safe to say after that, alcohol took a horrible rise in addiction.
Did
I think alcohol planned that.
He says that as he takes a sip.
I think it's probably the same as it was then, but it's not as bad for society. Like you have people ruining their families
because it's super normalized now.
Oh yeah, I mean, look what we're doing now. I'm just saying, not that we condone it, but
right.
Oh,
listen,
it's only for conversation.
Time out. Let me just say, if you're old enough to drink, then by God, drink. That is your God-given right. If you can be 18 and die for this country, then you should be able to fucking drink.
Nah.
You could die for this country, but you can't have a drink.
You shouldn't even be 18 in the military. Like that shouldn't even be a thing.
Like on paper, I
that,
agree with
should
you,
be
but not
21.
like
should be 21 to be enlisted.
But the military wouldn't have a lot of personnel if it was only 21 and up. So they're like, yeah, what's more important, getting people in the military or letting people drink?
You gotta get people right out of high school. They haven't really thought about anything yet.
Then you're young and eager and don't know what to do with your life just yet.
Hey, you have no direction. We'll give you everything.
Or the people that feel like I have a plan.
That sounds a lot like bartenders. Bartenders need the same type of people.
What?
Damn.
Are you comparing bartenders to the military right now?
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah, there's bartenders in the military too.
You gotta know how to shake it and do the flair, man. Once you know the flair, that's like serving 4 years.
There was no mixed drinks back then. It was just serving up shots. Pick your poison and get ready to get
every
poison.
time they show something in color, we're like, holy shit, people were wild back then too. It's
they were probably more wild back then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like you could get away with way more.
Yeah,
there's
no social
especially
media,
if you were
no cameras.
I mean,
it's only word of mouth back then.
But to give a comparison, the woman who on her deathbed confessed to lying about
Emmett Till?
Yeah, like
I think she's still alive.
Shit. So I'm sure
she's
there's
dead.
plenty of shit that everybody is like, yeah, I did some stuff, but then I know how to shut the fuck up. We all know how to shut the fuck up and make you think we never did the stuff that you were doing fucking up. We just made you think we never did that. Once I learned the stuff my mother did my age when I was growing up, I was like, well, what the excuse me? I'm well behaved.
Look, Nicole, I didn't do it on purpose, okay? I didn't do it on purpose. It was a new shot glass. I usually take, at the time, I was taking 2 shots a night to go to bed, right?
To go to bed.
It eased me. No, I mean, I didn't do it to fall asleep. I just did it to go to bed. You know what I mean?
It's okay.
Bro, I've done this.
We understand. It's all right.
I only did it because it was effective. You know what I mean? And it's 2 shots.
I bet it was effective.
Now, she bought me a new double shot. What I thought was a double shot glass.
Oh, it was a triple.
So
Jasmine, why didn't you tell me?
We didn't know.
Does it really matter if it's a double or a triple?
I'll tell you. It
does matter.
I'm gonna write in. I'm gonna write in the.
It was after a break room at that.
I'm gonna write in the private chat why I didn't tell him.
Oh, so you knew?
That's fucked up.
I did know. I bought it. I told him the next day. That's why he was like, no wonder I was fucked up. Like, yes. I thought he took
up.
1. I didn't know he took as
5.
many as he said.
Yeah, like if it's a double shot or a triple shot, it's not that big a deal if you take 1. You take 5 of them, it's like, whatever.
I also didn't expect them to hit me as fast as they did.
What do you mean?
They hit me pretty fast.
Yeah, you just drank.
And then I hit the toilet pretty fast. Let me just say this too. That break room logo looks super good on your wall.
It does. It sticks out.
It does kind of pop out really well.
I was like, how do you see it?
It looks like it's on my wall.
Right? It looks so good on your wall. I got to put one up here now.
It's not going to look the same, though.
You
got posters.
I'm going to take it down.
But you can still got your head is in the way, and so is Jasmine's head. And just leave it on Tallins. Especially if he posts from like his.
I was freaking out, man. Freaking out.
We were on History Channel, right? Where were we?
We were getting to the point where they're about to tell us how this was all conspiratorially done by aliens.
I don't think we were there, but it says when Prohibition went into effect.
That was deep. I didn't even know that.
Right? Me neither.
What's the History Channel? So it has to end with aliens.
Well, I mean, come on.
It's part of the contract.
One of the two, Hitler or aliens, or both. So,
I mean,
together, right?
He was Jewish and spoke German, so Hitler's there somewhere.
The mix. It's a remix.
Already going on.
When Prohibition went into effect in January 1919, Izzy Einstein lived on New York's Lower East Side, struggling to keep his wife and 4 sons fed on a postal clerk's salary. Damn, they just blowing him alive right now. Fuck is happening right now? He's rolling over in his fucking urn. Too soon? I'm sorry.
We let the end check.
A little bit. Like,
Whatever.
I mean, I was waiting for you to read the next line.
Right.
Struggling to keep his wife. Oh, I read that one. Reading in the newspaper that the newly created Prohibition Unit was looking for agents, he went down to the local bureau and applied. As Izzy recounted in his wisecracking memoir, Prohibition Agent Number 1, the bureau chief looked him up and down and told him he wasn't the type. But
I'm not the one.
Yeah. You're not Mary J. Blige. You're not the one. You can't be the one. No, it wasn't.
It was weak.
No, it's
I'm the one because
that's what it was. But Izzy was not disillusioned. He argued that looking like an everyman was exactly what was needed in this dry new world. Moreover, although he had no gumshoe experience, Izzy insisted he understood people. Yeah, that's what they called a private eye back then.
No, I know it's such an archaic term, but I enjoy it. But you never.
That's that Carmen Sandiego era.
I gotta give him credit for using that.
That's the fucking what is it? Rescue Rangers era, nigga. These 2 gumshoes are picking up the track. There's no case too big, no case too small. If you need help, just call Izzy Mo.
That was pretty good. I give you that. That was pretty fucking good.
It's still rocking out over there.
Oh, sorry.
Somehow, whatever it called.
It was a very catchy song growing up. I remember that shit.
It was that one, and Darkwing Duck still it lives rent free in my head somewhere.
That's because they pay a good rent.
Yo, I know what you're talking about, yo. I feel the same way about DuckTales, and I saw like the revamped version of it. It's the same song, it's just a different singer and a different tempo. Yo, that stuck in my head once I passed Disney XD.
Listen, if we're gonna go off on a quick little DuckTales tangent, how about we go through the fact that back then we all thought DuckTales and Darkwing Duck were fucking in the same universe because of Launchpad, but they were not.
They weren't.
They were not. They made them canon in the same universe in the new one.
That's
no, but here's the thing though. A lot of people don't remember this. It's Launchpad who's the center of that universe coexisting.
It was 2 units, bro. Back in the day, I'm telling you, look it up. I looked it up and I was fucking blown.
That's retcon bullshit, man. We knew the real truth. That's a Mandela effect, man. Mandela effect.
Nah, man. The same way that Perfect Strangers is really the reason why Family Matters was a show. Was it Perfect Strangers? There was another. I don't remember the show.
Oh, all right.
But basically, Harriet was the doorman in another sitcom. Harriet was a doorman in another sitcom, and it spun off into Family Matters, right? And it made it canon in Full House when Urkel went on fucking Full House. And it was also canon in that show. Fuck. It was the shit with Suzanne Summers.
I didn't see that one. Fuck.
Three's Company?
No. It was after that.
It was after fuck with
Family Matters.
Oh no, you must have been into heavily. You must have heavily been into 80s sitcoms at that point.
I was
she's here.
TGIF. I love that shit.
TGIF used to be pretty good. That was back when America's Funniest Home Videos was.
Yes, when it was fucking funny.
Awful television.
No.
Television was pretty good back then.
I'd be going through the channels and be like, nah, I'm not gonna watch this.
No.
Hey, look, it's only because I grew up seeing it on TV and it would make me laugh that I'd never check back. But then I stopped.
I'd rather watch ridiculous.
No, sometimes America's Funny Home Videos was good, but like they lost
corny
it.
after that, right?
Yeah, they lost it. Everything was like corny little falling on the stairs trick or like.
Well, that's America's fault. America got boring.
Yeah,
Have you seen this shit on Reddit? People are crazy, yo.
You know, we just don't put it on public.
You thought Jackass had a niche business?
Oh,
people were doing this shit before Jackass even was fucking famous or even tried to make movies of it. People were just fucked up when they did pranks.
Real quick to reel it back slightly off topic. Keenan and Kel and Men in Black cartoon had some of the dopest theme songs.
Wait, I was just like, wait,
So
when did
did
Keenan
Jackie
and Kel
Chan
have a
Adventures.
cartoon?
Huh? No, Men in Black had a cartoon.
Yeah, I know. I remember that.
Yeah.
Jackie Chan Adventures is still the shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jackie!
One more thing.
Jack.
Yo,
Urkel never went on Full House.
You look like
Yeah,
an exotic.
Urkel said you're a fucking liar, bro.
That's how
Urkel did go on Full House.
I think he
Urkel did go
Made
on.
it.
Oh, time out. Now
I
you
think he make an
chat.
appearance.
That's a challenge?
Here's the
I
Google
could have
thing
sworn he
coming in.
popped up in someone's house
It
before.
wasn't Urkel. It was Jameel White as himself.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, sorry. Everybody was still calling
Maybe
him
it was
Urkel
Stefan.
even when he did the sound.
No, it was Urkel.
Everybody
It was
was calling him
Stefan.
Urkel even when he did the sound and voice of Sonic the Hedgehog. Remember that? Remember those series?
Yeah,
that was,
hell yeah.
That was Jaleel White.
Cartoon wasn't too bad. It always came on like 5
Wow.
in the morning, but it wasn't bad.
Season
What
1,
does that
episode
say?
Oh,
1.
look at that! Look at it right there, Nicole.
Steve Urkel is a character from Family Matters, played by Jaleel White, who came for a crossover episode
That's
of Full House
disgusting.
for Full House
Right.
season 4, episode 16.
Wait, what's
titled
disgusting?
Stephanie Gets
He
Framed.
came for the episode. I'm being juvenile.
Look at that, Nicole. You learn something new every day.
Yes, sir.
She
Yes,
went Urkel
sir.
went to Full House.
I don't know. Listen,
do a crossover, man. It must be a puberty episode.
I know a lot about nothing. Seriously.
Which is a
I
good set
know a
of
lot
knowledge
about
to have.
nothing. Any Hooser, Bob? Where were we here?
That's a trick.
He had Izzy insisted he
okay.
understood people. He had been a salesman and could mix with people and gain their confidence. The bureau chief bought the argument, and Izzy was given a badge and thrust out into the mean streets of New York to sop up the booze that poured through the city's speakeasies. Izzy's lack of detective training proved
That's what it said.
to be it said
I
proved
gotta be one of the languages. Like.
I thought it just said it. That's great.
it proved to
I
be
actually
something.
envisioned it.
You know what? Fuck y'all, okay?
Like the actual letters, like put it like PRBBLLB.
From what we read earlier, you never know.
That's pretty funny. Soup's actually over here behind you watching it. That's why he can't show his face.
Izzy's lack of detective training proved to be something of a boon on his first assignment. In order to get a search warrant, agents needed proof that alcohol was being sold on the premises. But to get this proof, they had to gain access. A notorious speakeasy in Brooklyn had easily spotted any Prohibition agents trying to enter. They were not prepared for Izzy, however. He walked up to the joint, banged on the door. A peephole slid open, and a gruff voice asked, "Who are you?"
Asked, not asked.
This nigga
Whatever.
said, I'm from New
Izzy?
York, remember?
"Izzy Einstein," he responded. "I want a drink." Oh, yeah? Who sent you here, bud? What's your business? Oh, my boss sent me, Izzy explained. I'm a prohibition agent. I just got appointed. The door swung open and the doorman slapped him in the back. That's the best gag I ever heard here. That's the best gag. Are you gagging over there?
That's like the timing here is interesting.
Right? That's the best gag I've ever
Slap
heard
him on the
yet.
back.
Look at the fucking language, though. That's the best gag I've ever heard yet. Once inside the bar, Izzy showed the crowd drinking there his federal badge, leading the bartender to exclaim, "It looks just like the real thing," which of course it was. Izzy's only misstep during his first bust was drinking the whiskey he ordered. Physical evidence was needed that a sale of alcohol had been made, and the evidence couldn't be in an agent's belly. When he announced himself as a federal agent, good night, Nicole. The bartender grabbed the bottle of whiskey and fled out the back door. To prevent any further evidence of disappearing, Izzy designed a small funnel to fit inside the pencil pocket of his vest. It was connected by a tube to the little bottle hidden in the vest lining. From then on, Izzy would take a sip of the booze he bought, and when the bartender turned his back, would toss the rest of the drink into the funnel. He became so good at this, he boasted that people standing right behind him did not suspect his sleight of hand. Once drunk, Izzy would then go to the restroom, cork the bottle, jot down the name of the bar and the time of the sale on his side, and there was the evidence ready to be presented in court.
Slick motherfucker there.
Being himself proved to be Izzy's master stroke. There were no less than 20 occasions when Izzy knocked on a speakeasy door. His federal
that sentence and what my dog is currently was doing to himself, master stroke. That wasn't
like whoa. Okay.
Yeah,
is he a painter?
Right.
Is he a painter?
Maybe after a sip of whiskey. There were less than
prohibitionist,
right? He helped paint the Sistine Chapel.
Sure. Yeah. With all the extra booze, they used it instead of water.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a booze bottle in between the fingers when they were trying to touch.
Like you about to explode, bitch. Like you just let it out. There you go, you good?
Damn, mute that shit.
Just gonna say it and just do it.
There were less than 20 occasions when Izzy knocked on a speakeasy door. His federal agent badge pinned to his chest and asked, "Would you like to sell me a pint of whiskey to a deserving prohibition agent?" Anyone took him to be a comedian. The fuck is going on with this person that wrote this article?
Sure it's the person?
Yes, look.
And not the person.
Everyone took him to be a comedian. On other occasions, it was his ability to look like an average guy on the street that gained him admission. Speakeasies would open their peepholes to see a fat short in dirty overalls mopping his forehead. What? See? Look.
No, that made sense. He like imagine like a mechanic back in the days or somebody.
Bro, but read it. It's the way it's fucking put out there.
His word. No. They're using. He's using proper English, so to speak.
So to speak.
But back in the days, it was so simplified. They used idioms back then. They used a lot of idioms back then in their language.
Yeah, they used a lot of idiots to write these articles.
I'm glad you picked up on that. Good catch.
Thank you, sir.
It's using idioms.
Where was I?
Nah, but that's to the disguises he were using. He got his master of disguise shit on.
Speakeasies would. Oh yeah, that's where I was. Yeah. He was carrying a fishing fucking rod and a pitcher of milk. Carrying something was Izzy.
What kind of shit is that? A fucking fishing rod, pitcher of milk. Why the milk?
Carrying something was, Izzy boasted, often the only trick he needed. A barrel of pickles was his favorite prop because he said, Who is ever gonna think a fat man with pickles was an agent? But sometimes more ingenuity was needed.
It's my show now. How y'all doing? Having a good night. Saturday, I haven't been here in a while. I miss y'all. I hope you're here at the show. I'm not talking to nobody, but I miss you. So we're gonna be taking a break soon. But next year we're gonna come back with some new shit. This is gonna look better. It's gonna be set up, everything like that. I did that with my psychic powers. You put him off, I put me on because I just want to talk to you. I want to talk to you because I love y'all. It's holidays. I want you to know that cheer, that joy.
Let me just put this out there real quick. We are all still here.
I honestly don't know why it showed up on me. Probably because I'm so damn gorgeous. But
it showed up on you because we had our cameras off.
Oh well, hey, you know what? Same.
Have his moment. Right? She.
I'm just letting you know.
Hater.
But you're right. It is.
I'm alive. I'm alive and I can breathe. Sorry.
No. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Let him talk with me on the screen.
We understand Nicole's hard to leave us.
I'll talk to you on screen. Good night, Nicole.
Good night, Nicole.
It's hard.
No, don't go.
It's hard to leave us. I understand.
Don't leave.
Boom.
I don't know.
Don't leave me, girl.
I think it's. I don't know. Talking about baby, don't go.
Don't leave. Don't leave.
You guys are very off key.
I don't care.
Excuse me, Jazz.
I was off your key. It doesn't. I was on my key. All right.
I was doing the right beat. Some shit.
No, you wasn't. Because while you was doing my beat was.
He was on key. He was on key off screen.
You got
on the Izzy beat right now.
Change your species to penguin if you're gonna match him. See, look, I got the Butler thing going with the colors. I'm on the way to being a penguin.
And the Adidas shirt.
We fly, see? Then my Adidas hat, my Calvin Hobbs cap.
Deaf off.
Jose, I don't hear you singing. You most off because we can't hear you.
Oh.
So what?
I think you should have let Tallin finish his monologue. You should have let him have his moment.
I appreciate that, Dre. I appreciate it. Not that, I was being rude cutting off Jay, but I ain't been around. Y'all seen Jay. He been here twice a week without me. Like, come on. I know y'all miss me, right?
Can y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me now?
Nope.
Nicole, you still here. I told you
it was to leave us. It was because we serenaded her on our key.
No, you should ask him.
Don't leave. Wait. Don't leave me, girl.
You leave
wait.
Extra beat out at the end.
Just stay with me tonight. Wait.
Lovely as the mother.
I know
the beginning. It's a great song.
It is.
Mr. Wonder.
They drove a coal wagon through the Upper East Side.
Mr. Wonder, what you are.
He said he went after all the places that were supposed to be ungettable and got them. They drove a coal wagon through the Upper East Side, netting 16 bartenders in 1 hour. They sold fruit and vegetables in the Bronx and ice in Brooklyn in order to whittle their way behind locked doors of illegal bars.
They made money too because they were salesmen.
Hell yeah, fuck it. You got to do what you got to do. They carried thick.
Nicole.
Hey, you a trooper. We appreciate that. You up there with sunshine now, Nicole. We like that. You
listen, when you send the moonshine over here, we're gonna have your address and we're gonna send you some no-dos.
Some what?
No-dos. You don't watch fucking Freddy Krueger movies? Everybody takes no-dos.
Watch two. You know this. You know this. We have gone over this.
Now we know.
Colin's not old enough to watch these movies. Stop.
Who knows about colon blow?
I stopped working at the hospital. That was where I was watching shit. I just haven't forgot.
I forgot.
Shit. Fuck y'all.
I'm sorry.
You gotta have adults with him to watch these movies and listen to this
not
shit.
For nothing. I did watch the first Jason with my sister.
You also need like 2 pillows to hug.
See, with your sister, you needed parental guidance. No
admittance.
She's far more mature, so she makes me feel secure.
Who remembers Colon Blow?
Remembers what?
No, Nicole, you're awesome.
Colon Blow.
Who the fuck takes a bump with their asshole?
What?
Bump with their asshole. People in California.
Where did we go? It went so left.
Freddie.
Welcome to my world, bitch. Not you. I wasn't talking to you, Nicole.
Bitch. We just lost a viewer because of that sentence.
I used to love this show, but then he was like, "Welcome to my world, bitch." I just it was too.
All of a sudden, we got an email saying like, "Yo, chill. You can't be calling anybody a bitch." You need to specify who the fuck you're talking about. They're gonna maybe all of our viewers.
They're gonna put a fucking bullying message on my fucking videos now.
There's gonna be a parental.
We don't condone that. Break room.
Which is why you didn't hear the little countdown in the beginning of this one, because they keep putting some dude with a turban on my fucking my videos when I put that on there.
Osama bin Laden.
Okay, where were we?
He robbed our intro. It was terrible, but I had to go for it.
Or he's just the fall guy like usual.
Yeah.
We're being monitored by the FCC, the FBI, and all the alphabet boys. No, we're not.
We should do a show about the alphabet groups. Well, some of them.
Nah, I'm good.
All of them.
I'm good. Y'all can do one without me.
You want to talk about the FBI or the CIA?
They
An episode on them? Probably
they
not.
Tap my cell and the phone in the basement.
That sounds too smart.
They tap my cell and the phone in the basement. My team supreme, stay clean. Be miracle dream. I'll be that.
I don't know why you're insinuating that would be a controversial podcast.
Right? Sometimes, but not enough to gain alphabetical fucking.
You know what? I apologize to all my agents out there watching.
They tap my cell and the phone in the basement.
Google's translating in Spanish to me for its commercials on YouTube, so I think I'm fucking with them pretty good. They don't know how to get to me.
Like Izzy and Mo fucking with all of New York. They carry thick legal books into boozing, serving restaurants, frequented by lawyers, and dressed in white coats to gain access to speakeasies frequented by doctors near Mount Sinai Hospital. On a cold winter night, Izzy stood in his shirt sleeves outside a speakeasy until his teeth were chattering. Mo then half cried him and shouting, "Give this man a drink." The bartender poured out a shot and Mo booked him.
Is this probably why we have entrapment laws? Because
right?
They're like, oh, we need some liquor, and looking around like somebody's gonna give us a shot, right?
Probably.
Because the government's like, hey, you can't set people up like this now.
We always gonna have
you have to do it like this.
Like
so you got to find a different way.
It's too many people,
bro. I'm telling you, he wasn't too turtly for the Turtle Club. Turtle. I'm telling you, this man
like a fat turtle. I mean,
triple beam, lyrical dream. I be that. Can't you see that all the fans bent? Gatson holders, girls on shoulders, playboy. I told you, being mighty to me, use too much. Step on stage, girls do too much. I bet it's because your mother name do too much. Me lose my touch, never that. If I can't, ain't no problem to get the gap where the true players at. Now wave the rollies in the sky, wave them side to side, keep your hands high when they give you $1.
What song is this, Paul?
Bitch, see, B.I.G. be flossing.
Oh, never mind. I fucking ruined it.
500.
Niggas already know.
Probably not. I'm not gonna front. I don't know shit like that.
Nah,
I was not listening to the bars.
More money, more problems.
It sounded like they were
More money, more problems.
and I could not really pick up what they were saying.
He better not slap me with a copyright shit.
They probably will.
That's fucked up. I sung it myself. It is a reenactment. God damn it.
Right?
It's wild that most copyright laws on music are held by people that essentially stole the music that other people made.
Well, speaking about music.
Yeah, the thief don't want you stealing from them.
Speaking about music, Izzy.
Easy read.
He walked into a restaurant frequented by musicians with a trombone under his arm. He was asked to play a song and perform such a moving rendition of the Prohibition standard, "How Dry Am I?" that the bartender and waiters rushed to pour him a drink, and he, thanking them, promptly arrested them.
What the fuck? Damn, no empathy at all. Like, all right, game's over. Enough with the charade. You're under arrest. It's like, motherfucker, we just poured you a shot. You know what you said, and now we're under arrest. Fuck you, pig.
Right? But he played the trombone. You have
right. It's like, no,
just to play his role.
He went in and he was playing snake jazz.
And they're like, wow, this is good stuff.
You want a drink, buddy?
Somebody pour this man a drink.
Hey, it's even more fucked up. It'd be that one person playing Cuban music. I'll buy his drink. Oh, thank you, by the way, friend. By the way, you're under arrest too.
First of all, if you're walking into that speakeasy, I'm pretty sure somebody's drinking in your vicinity. I'm just gonna grab the cup, pour it in my pocket, and leave.
But you got to get people that matter, and that's what's exceptional about this. He was getting the people selling and serving it, and then the people providing it. He wasn't getting the people that, well, not it doesn't describe, but I'm sure with numbers like that, he was getting people just drinking as well. And like, because I bet he had like people to stop people from running away after a certain point, to where it's just like, nah, you're all kind of fucked. We know what you were doing, kind of a thing.
Right. Pretty much.
But what's funny is like when you listen to all the places he did and the different types of disguises and costumes he had, he was all over the different echelons and places in life, and everybody was drinking. And it almost sounds like the more you listen to it, like there was places that were a speakeasy and it said speakeasy, but they just put a board over it half-assed that says like grocer. And so they were that easy to find, but because it says grocer, like, yeah, well, technically, we have to make them admit it.
Bro, earlier we read that there was one in the fucking skyscraper on 4th Avenue.
That's what I'm saying. And then, like, doctors at Sinai, and then the only place that he didn't hit his mark of finding a prohibitionist in 30 minutes was in D.C. And I bet he did find somebody, and they were a fucking politician. He was like, well, this is awkward.
Probably.
Yeah.
There's a speakeasy in the White House basement.
Senator, I don't care about the cocaine. I don't care about the weed or the morphine, but the alcohol, you put me in a weird position.
Now, let me get a bump of that.
And just for those who don't know, those were the top 3 drugs of the time. Morphine from the Civil War is just kind of a catch-up. And then when they tried to stop morphine, they went to cocaine, and that's how we got into Coca-Cola. We did a show about that. You can go check it out. John Pemberton. And then, you know, they had marijuana, and then that had a whole racial thing around it. It's fucking ridiculous. It's a whole.
We did a show about that also. You can go check out the Malcolm X episode.
Mm-hmm. Right. So, like, it's very funny how the history of drugs have been in the United States. You should look up on it.
And Talon would know because he's a vampire.
I am. Well, I'm a half vampire. Half badass, half vampire.
New York
you
at
would know
the
when you
time.
meet him.
Fucking pretzel stuck in my tooth. New York at the time was awash with booze. Prohibition was largely an idea born in America's religious rule heartland. With
elderberry.
Damn you, Utah. And many
damn you, Utah. Oh shit, this can go low. Sorry.
And many cosmopolitan city dwellers resented it being imposed on them. Nowhere was there this more the case than in New York, the wealthiest of wet cities. That can be
That's the kind of wet in Training Day.
It can be associated to two things going on in that era: prohibition and a prostitution.
You want to get slippery, hun? No.
The wettest
where it rains.
The wettest.
That's your crusty, man. I'm all right.
The wettest of wet cities.
The wettest slide in the alley.
See, they kind of say it here, and I didn't just read it. Where speakeasies, cabarets. Those
welcome
are the
to Krusty's Cabaret.
Is that the man or the woman talking?
That's the woman.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
There's a cigar shop next door.
It's run by a man named Mo. He's also a prohibitionist.
All the hoes go there and get 20% off all cigars. So this honey is all our voices.
And we are indeed runny as the waters of the rivers.
And it doesn't make us any less drier. Okay? We are the wettest of wet cities here.
We're the wettest city around.
Just feel down my knee. Feel down my knee, sweetheart. Is running for you right now.
You guys are the moist wanted.
The moist wanted.
That's pretty good. We're the wet bandits.
The wet bandits. No. When they're in New York, which makes it worse, they're the sticky bandits.
Right? You sticky wet bandits. Please stay away. Please don't touch me.
Don't ask why they got the name.
I mean, it was terrible, but to be fair to Marv, just wrapping your hand in tape.
He was pretty fucking smart. Yeah.
He was getting some grabs. It was terrible. He shouldn't do it. But
that was the best rigging of all life. The best rigging of all life.
That's funny.
In many ways, Izzy and Mo were doing the public a service. Much of the booze sounds like y'all talking about Manteca. No, but nobody's talking about that. Of course, you, of all people,
is that
Mr. I Sniff Baby Powder.
Manteca.
Is that a cheese, Manteca?
No,
he said Manteca.
He's talking about the drug Manteca.
No, we're not talking about Manteca.
I don't know what the fuck that is. That must be a party drug.
He's that heroin. He's the heroin.
Oh, the heroin. Okay.
The heroin.
In many ways, Izzy and Mo were doing the public a service. Much of the booze sold during Prohibition was nasty stuff. Denatured ethanol alcohol, redistilled.
Gas. They were just ripping off gas.
Yeah. Colored and put in a bottle with a fake label. There was also fake scotch made from lice killer and squirrel whiskey made from potatoes, cabbage, and old rope.
That's the shit they were making in Three Stooges that would explode.
Bro, just from what these things were described just now, I would much rather drink squirrel whiskey. Being from New York, I can tell you there's no shortage of drugs or prostitution. You're right. I know I'm right because I also grew up in the Bronx.
Wait. She said drugs or prosecution, not prostitution.
She meant prostitution.
Yes,
now
I know
she's still right for prosecution too.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right for all three.
Yeah, even if it was a fucked up typo, she's still correct.
Matter of fact, you could go to Hunts Point
for the triple.
I was just about to say that. Go to Hunts Point, you'll see.
Or you could go to 161 and get all three.
Oh, God.
Prosecution, prostitution, and drugs. Keep saying wet. There's only one other thing that I refer to as wet.
Yes,
no. We said wet, not wet. Nah, we ain't double tap on that word.
Exactly. You're the only one that want to double tap on that.
Right?
There's a lot of use for the word.
If you want wet, you better stop touching the keyboards with your nasty fingers. Wet. I know what you guys are talking about.
I was wet from the
Sticky
Hands are still
piggy.
moist.
The schnoogans. Let me get
Someone
Did
just
you
walked off
did
a
you
shower with
see
no
Jay and
curtain.
Silent Bob?
Well,
Yeah.
yes, there's more than one. I've come across schnoogans before.
The bootleggers were ingenious. Izzy and Mo discovered car tires filled with booze, moonshine stills.
Shit.
Moonshine
The tire
stills.
taste is tasty.
Oh, that's disgusting, bro. Moonshine stills hidden away in old stables. So yes, shit. A taxidermed bear stuffed with whiskey bottles.
That's funny.
And a ring of fake rabies selling sacramental wine. Yes,
Rabbis, not
rabbis.
rabies.
Like from
I was
from
thinking,
Coon?
I'm like, where the?
He looked like
Our
rabies. I thought it looked like
Listen,
rabies.
to our viewers, please excuse his reading. This happens quite often.
Yeah.
Fuck
Don't
you,
worry.
all right?
I do not be offended.
Blame it
Not
on the
everybody
Jews.
got
Got me
past
feeling
English
loose.
fast.
I blame it on the
I can't.
It fucking looks like rabies. I don't give
I
a
need
fuck.
to understand.
There's
the
no
picture
E at
again.
the end. What are you
No
reading, bro?
E, there's two B's.
It's okay.
There's two B's in the I.
Well,
It's a two.
a ring of fake rabbis selling sacramental wine to their supposed congregations. There were also fake Christian and Catholic preachers and pastors doing the same thing. Izzy and Mo were relentless in their work, driven more by the thrill of the chase than their morals. Although they were enforcing an unpopular law, the way they did it was done with such
finesse.
No, I don't speak French, and cleverness that few could begrudge them their job. The press hung on their every exploit, and wisecracking Izzy and taciturn Mo would then tip them off to bust and indulge in ever crazier depictions, such as the time they posed as a husband and wife to bust an illegal liquor joint. One newspaper declared they were as famous in New York as the Woolworth Building. That's fucking saying something. But being
successful, what does it say about New Yorkers back then?
Yeah,
nobody read the paper. I don't know.
Everybody,
I don't know what it's saying, but it's saying something.
Listen,
New Yorkers would have a better say, but I'm just trying to.
When something is a law, people love to try to go against it, especially in places like New York, and most recently with this stupid ass pandemic, Florida. So it's not far-fetched to believe that everybody was drunk at the time. I'm telling you, that's why these motherfuckers got away with a lot of that shit. Everybody was drunk. Everybody.
And I mean, when you make something illegal, everybody's gonna want it more.
Exactly.
Fuck yeah.
And people want alcohol regardless. Look how much money liquor makes today.
Exactly. He says
not as much as sports.
You can make 3 times a profit selling shots than you do selling the whole bottle by itself.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I never really went out to drink, because it's like,
I've been a couple times, but as you can see, I'd rather buy the liquor.
All you need is the entertainment.
I'm cold turkey, and I'm gonna probably get some cold turkey next week. So, or wild turkey, whatever it's called.
I was gonna say you must have meant the other.
What is that? I meant in the Bronx as much.
Oh
yeah, the Bronx is wild.
Prostitution isn't in the person in the per se. Yes, I was small before she put it up. But I live down the block from a meth clinic, so I can tell you. Ooh, she gets a lot of methadone heads over there.
Crystal meth is destroying America everywhere.
You know who I blame? I blame Breaking Bad.
I blame Breaking Bad too.
No, it was happening before that. It was happening before.
I was just saying, like, that was
Breaking Bad
definitely a problem beforehand.
Breaking Bad just gave you the formula to do it in your basement.
Yeah, if you got the balls to do it, and you're
after every hit, you're looking to talk to a Jesse Pinkman, and it's like no one has named that right now, bro.
They really gave homie.
What happened to your teeth? Stop trying to talk to me.
Well, making meth is dangerous. That's not something you gotta have the facilities to do something like that.
Meth is not cool, people. You should know that, but still.
Yeah, don't smoke glass.
It's not like the recipe to crack that they give you in every rap song.
Or the magical PCP. No, just kidding. Don't do that either. Don't. That being said, they really gave Malcolm's dad the actual
Malcolm's dad?
Yeah, the guy from Malcolm in the Middle.
I know. I mean,
Billy Cranston.
Hal. I'm sorry, they gave Hal.
Let me give you a very, very quick history of Billy Cranston in the early 90s. He was supposed to be the Blue Ranger.
Wait, he's that? Wait.
Which is why. No, he wasn't supposed to be replaced. He wasn't supposed to replace Billy. The character is named Billy Cranston after him.
Mm-hmm.
What? So
exactly.
Okay,
and he also voiced an evil fucking villain in fucking Power Rangers.
Is that the porno
message?
No, the real Power Rangers. The first season.
What?
He said in fucking Power Rangers.
I was like,
so we learned two things today. We learned Urkel was on Full House.
I don't think we learned that.
Dre, you've been picking up on the ones that are just supposed to go by, and you've just been like, "What the fuck was that?" It's like, shit, you're not supposed to really.
I'm still stuck on him. He was supposed to play the Blue Ranger. Like, how old was he 20 years ago?
I have no idea, bro.
He was not gonna fit in with some teenagers or some high school kids being Power Rangers. I would just look.
Which is why in the
remake, like a substitute teacher among like other kids that just fell upon this fucking random power.
This is why in the remake he played Zordon.
Good night, has that Zordon face though. Now, no need to apologize, Nicole. You stuck it out longer than you should.
Yeah. Go night. You'll be all right.
We're almost done here anyway. Unlike many federal agents, Izzy and Mo were never on the take and thus beholden to no one. But they weren't always thanked for their incorruptibility. Their superiors in Washington, D.C. resented their popularity. So did their colleagues. The sheer volume of arrests they made, often 20 or 30 bootleggers before breakfast, made other Prohibition agents look bad. In November 1925, the pair were among 35 Prohibition agents fired by the new Prohibition administrator because they did not measure up to the standards of efficiency, which fucking is crazy. They were the epitome of efficiency.
Yeah, you're not doing good enough. It's like, what do you mean?
I would say they kind of fucked up everybody else's efficiency, to be honest.
Which is what it says here. This is why I love History Channel. It says such a claim was clearly bogus. In 5 years, Izzy and Mo arrested some 4,932 sellers of alcohol, accounting for nearly 2/3 of all Prohibition arrests in New York City. Even Elliot Ness fighting Al Capone's mob in Chicago couldn't match Izzy and Mo's success rate. The masterminds of federal rum ferrets were focused into another career, selling life insurance. Yes, forced into another career, selling life insurance. Fortunately, they were good at that too. Indeed, Izzy liked to boast that many of his policies were sold to the very bootleggers he had then arrested just a few years before.
That's funny. You know why Elliot didn't succeed, though? He was too serious.
Very serious. And not just that, he
brag more.
Now he has throwback jerseys named after him, so I think he did something right.
I'm pretty sure we'll probably talk about the dickhead in an episode or one time or another.
What are we gonna talk about, bro?
What?
But he was very, very, very prideful and very
he was dickhead.
Narcissistic.
Look, Jay, I don't really care what you're gonna try to do. You're not.
Why? Because I called Elliot Ness a dickhead? Is it too soon? I'm sorry.
No, we don't care about too soon. I don't give a fuck about that. I just don't understand the dickhead.
Why'd you say that?
Why'd you say that?
Why did he have to be that?
You're gonna say we're gonna talk about the dickhead like that.
well, he was very prideful.
No, you didn't say it like, oh, he was a dickhead. You said it like an actual dickhead.
Like the dickhead, like it's a story.
I see what you're talking about. No, we're not talking about Vegas. One time or another, we'll be talking about Elliot Ness. I'm pretty sure. Whether in a movie category or in the category of Elliot Ness. But either way, one day we'll do it. One day.
Yeah, what he said.
Now, next week, I'm going to reach out to Mr. Terry Rich, and we're going to see if we can have him on to discuss this $1 billion lottery scheme. What was it? The biggest lottery fraud in U.S. history. Which
it's always been a fraud, but yeah.
Well, we'll get into it. But if you go into the archives and you listen to the Terry Rich interview, he was involved into the investigation. It was a couple weeks ago, and it's titled "A Lottery Ticket, 2 Hot Dogs, and Bigfoot." Why? Okay. Come find out next week, or go in the archives and listen to the episode with Terry Rich, because it is a doozy. A doozy, almost like this one here. This is unfucking believable. These stories. That a small Jewish man can.
Did you just say a slur?
What?
Is that why you went whack whack?
No slur. Man. I've been whack-whang all episode.
No.
It's just mind blowing that he can fucking paint his face black and
supposedly
go into his speakeasy in Harlem.
I still don't believe all of this,
bro.
A lot of this is too sus.
I don't know. Everybody was drunk.
And it was
I'll give you that. Everybody was probably so drunk they probably wouldn't pay attention. So he might have had a half-ass blackface costume where people would have been like, I guess this is another black person. Or the white people in Harlem would have been like, I guess this is another Negro, whatever. Yeah. I don't care.
Who gives a fuck? I'm just here to drink.
Right? I'm gonna mind my business. This guy definitely isn't a federal agent, but he was.
Jose, I can tell by your profile picture you already look way too much like an agent compared to that guy.
That's my brother.
Way too much. First of all, you have like clean cut shit. Did you not see the pictures at the beginning? You must have missed the pictures of this guy. He was a Humpty Dumpty motherfucker.
Yes.
He was.
He
made, like, if Jordan was in the game, he would have come up and made Jordan look like a bitch. That's the kind of numbers
he looked like Oswald Cobblepot.
Still here.
Nicole, look at that. She's addicted. She's addicted, and you should get your friends addicted to the show.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I can guarantee you. I interviewed the guy.
Oh, okay. All right. I was gonna say, bro.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying.
What? About not getting caught.
No. Yes. That guy was super stupid, and we're gonna get into it, and we're gonna explain why next week.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't dumb.
But I promise you, go into the archives, listen to the Terry Rich episode, and you'll kind of get the gist of it. But next week we'll break it down a little more, and we'll see if Terry Rich can come on to help us get inside the investigation, because we're gonna dig deep into this guy, because he was, in fact, a fucking idiot.
No digging deep into no
idiot.
Thank you. Yes.
But I'm telling you, the sad news here is.
Wait, hold on. Remember. Well, never mind. If you're gonna go ahead. I was gonna do something. Go ahead, bro.
Why'd you stop him?
I'll just follow through.
Because I didn't realize until after I stopped him what he was doing. It was my mouth was quicker than my brain right there. So I apologize. That was a good call.
It's okay, sir. It's okay, sir.
Your mouth.
But the sad news here is this episode is over.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to
BreakRoom.